All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Board of Condemnation. It is November 18th, 2 o'clock. I am Pat Mahoney with the Building Department. I'm here with Sands Cleary and Dennis Iotti. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If I could have approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of
Is there a second? Second.
October.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so be it. Any communications?
I have none other than what we'll discuss.
Okay, moving on to old.
I'll make a motion to waive the order of regular business to address those participating.
Absolutely. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Ms. Lippman, was there a particular property that you were interested in discussing?
Yes, thank you so much for asking. I'm here for 125 Stella Lane.
Okay. So, if I may, Mr. Chair, I did go and speak with the wife of the owner of the cars, and they essentially they were not overly cooperative. I explained the issue to them, and that they weren't committing to anything. But I did notice upon inspection today that it appears like they're starting work on the cars to make them operable. So the only issue there is cars have to be registered and operable. Both cars are registered. They wouldn't disclose whether they're operable when I met with the occupant of the house, but it looks like they're appearing to make them operable. And once they do, then parking the cars there, if they choose to leave them there, that's within their right because it is their property. Any questions? Did you have any other questions?
Oh, are you speaking to me? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I didn't clarify that.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I don't have any questions. I'm just wondering if I might be able to comment on the situation.
Of course.
Okay, great. So I mentioned earlier that I'm an RTM District 2 representative. I also live in the area. I walk these streets every day. I actually used to live on Stella Lane. I apologize about my barking dogs if you can hear that. And these cars have been there for years. Inoperable and, in my opinion, creating a dangerous situation where animals and vermin are likely setting up shop. I'm not sure why all of a sudden they've decided to try to make these cars operable other than to avoid the cars being declared a blight. But in my opinion, they already are a blight. No matter what they do now, it's been this way for years. And there's no guarantee that they're going to be able to get these cars operable. I'd be shocked if they could. I know that we're not in the business, the health department, in navigating neighbor relations, but these cars were parked there on purpose to piss off the person who lives across the street from where these cars are parked. It's disrespectful, it's rude, it's unsafe. And I would just say that I don't really care what they're doing going forward. As of now, after years, the cars are inoperative and they should be removed as they really are creating an unsafe situation for anyone who walks by them, for the people that live on that street. And they're honestly quite unsightly, and it's a shame that they haven't been more cooperative. And if they do end up getting them to be operable at some point, even though they are not now, currently at the time of this hearing, I'd say it's still unbelievably rude that they're not willing to just park them in their very large driveway. But they're not operable right now, and therefore, in my opinion, they should be removed.
So we have to determine whether they're operable now, and so we've been trying to communicate with the owners. They claim they are operable, and so we don't have any grounds to cite them as inoperable at this moment, even though they've been sitting there a long time. They are currently registered, and it appears that they are making repairs to make them either operable or more operable, but I can't definitively say that. You know, these issues I would have to appear before a judge and say, yes, I've definitively concluded that this car is inoperable, which I can't state right now. You know, we have to work with the owners trying to get them to comply, either by moving the cars, garaging them, or making them operable. And unfortunately, as you said, we don't get involved in the neighborhood issues, and if all you say is true, it's unfortunate, but there's not a legal path for us to compel them to move those cars. Once we determine if they're registered and operable, then they can leave them there. Unfortunately, I don't agree with it. I don't like the assertion of neighbors doing that to each other, and I understand the frustration of it. But unfortunately, if they do comply with that, you know, that's determining whether it's operable or not is all we can do. If they fail to provide that evidence of that going forward, we've got another letter out to them trying to have them provide evidence to us and meet with them. We've asked them to send a video of the cars driving, but they are simply not communicative at this point. So we will keep working on it.
Oh, sorry. I just have a follow-up question to that, if that's okay, and I apologize for just not, fully understanding. So then how much time do we give them? Like, do we give them a month? Do we give them a year? Is there anything in the regulations or ordinances that says this is how long they have to make this right, or we move forward with removing the blight?
So at this point, so what's changed since my last communication with the homeowners? They appear to be making some effort to make them operable, but I just still don't know definitively whether they are or not. And so we will most likely, we meet every month, and so typically things are done by the month. And so at this point, we are waiting for communication back from them regarding that issue of are the cars operable. We will, since they appear to be making some effort to make some improvements, and hopefully they make them operable and move them and put this issue to rest. That's everybody's best hope and wish. But, we will probably revisit the issue next month since it appears they're trying to make some effort. But as I said, at this point, I can't stand before a hearing officer or a judge and say, I know definitively that the car is not operable.
Okay, so we'll revisit. So this will be on the agenda again next month?
Yep, it will be on the agenda again next month.
And what's your next meeting date, if you don't mind me asking?
The third Monday in December.
Okay.
So we're always the third Monday unless there's a holiday.
It's December 18th.
December 18th, 2 o'clock.
Okay. All right, great. Is it the same phone number?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I really appreciate your time
Sure.
and willingness to explain this to me, and also getting me so early in your meeting. There's a very long RTM meeting ahead of me tonight, so I appreciate that.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Wish you luck with that.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a great day. Bye.
So do we have to vote to keep that on?
No,
Like, just leave it on?
Just
and
like
we'll
any
just-
others. It
Right.
appears there's some
Right.
progress, but we
Keep
haven't
going.
resolved
So leave it on.
the issue of operable.
So we'll leave that on.
Is there anyone else on the call? I heard a ding, but I didn't know if it was the...
Is there anybody else that wishes to discuss a particular property on the call?
Hello?
No, I just came on. It's Greg Miller. I don't need to discuss anything. Just listening. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks,
Hello,
Mr.
Mr. Miller. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, sir. All right,
Cool.
so we're going to continue. Old business, 1237 Stratfield Road.
I'll make a motion to remove this from the agenda for compliance.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so that is removed. They have completed the repairs there, and let's go to new business. Any new business?
We have none.
All right, close on the new business. Open under 46 Antonia Street.
So I thought we had agreed to take this off the
That's what I
agenda
thought. We had talked
because
about
he
that
had
last month.
removed the car. Or maybe I
Right.
just sent you an email.
Oh, yeah, they emailed
It was-
it.
that-
All right,
So I'll make a motion to remove this for compliance.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 108 Bureau Street.
The repairs have started. They've boarded up some more of the broken windows. This is St. Emery School. They've
Yep.
ordered up some of the broken windows. They've
Right, they were gonna
painted
do some
those.
landscaping and,
They haven't done the landscaping yet,
Okay.
that it appears, but they've started the process. They're not done. There's still a few broken windows, some of the higher ones that are difficult to get, some new boards there that haven't been painted over yet.
all right, so we'll keep
So
that
they're-
on and
yeah, keep it
monitor
on.
it. They are having progress. 92 Grassmere, I have not heard anything.
So they secured the fascia board that had been like
Right.
sort of bowing off. They secured that, but I have not heard anything about the roof. We sent them the letter, and notice of determination, and so that gives them 30 days to comply, which we'll address at the next meeting. So it's
Okay.
still within the 30 days.
All right, 904 High Street was some siding, I believe.
Yep, so we sent a letter, we already made a determination there that it meets the criteria. We sent a letter to several new addresses, so we sent it to the address on record. We sent a letter to several new addresses that we came across for the entity that owns the property, and so we're waiting to hear back
All right,
from
so
them.
that'll remain on.
But no change at the property.
Okay, 20 Morehouse Highway,
Still a significant amount of debris and items in the side yard, with no evidence of any additional cleaning at this point.
all right, that'll remain on. 57 Rock Ridge,
Some improvement. They got rid of the very large dumpster that was up there. They've removed a few other items. The two sons of the owner were there working when I stopped by today, taking care of things. They hope to have it wrapped up in a few months to enable the house to sell. But we're
right.
getting close to where it's,
Right.
just in compliance based upon their work, but
And
not quite yet.
125 Stella we discussed. 222 Stilson Road, that's in the process of.
Yeah, he's trying to
get
move
permits.
forward with the demo permits.
Correct.
He's been given approval to demo the house. He's just working on those demo
Waiting on the
permits.
paperwork.
Yeah.
280 Tuckahoe,
No change there,
okay.
and that is also within the 30-day compliance
Right,
period.
Verna Hill, we're still.
There's no change there,
No change on that, that will remain.
but we're in agreement with the
Correct, he's
timeframe.
gonna, get some time frame. I told him on that in December, he's gonna continue. 201 White Hill Lane, I did speak with, let's see, the owners, the contractors. This appears, it is a neighborhood dispute. The project has been going on, they did have some health issues, the owners. The contractors came in with machines, they moved piles, so they're definitely, I would say we keep it on, but monitor, but they are doing everything to comply.
Do you want to make a motion that it meets the criteria and proceed? I mean, proceed with a hearing notice? Or are you saying just, you feel like you have complete
I feel like I have
without that?
complete compliance, that they're really working, they ran into a bit of a health issue, with the owners. They're in there, they removed all the debris piles, they're doing everything that they were supposed to do. I'm comfortable with not proceeding, but we can just keep an eye on the
Okay,
property.
so keep it on,
That's
don't
all.
take it off the agenda, but keep
Correct,
it on
just
and
keep an eye
decide next month
right.
if they continue with
Yeah,
that
but they
voluntary
have done
compliance.
a tremendous amount of work, they moved all the,
Since you first
everybody's been
contacted them?
calling me, everybody, the owners, the builders, they've been having people out there, they are really trying to comply. It's just a neighborhood.
Yep, understood.
All right, so 1956, new business, 1956.
Stratfield.
Road.
Yeah, I spoke with the occupant of the dwelling. He gave me a tour of the whole property. I don't think anything there rises to a violation. It was submitted as an unfit structures violation. So there are no unfit structures there, but the neighbor alleged that there's debris in the backyard. And there's a few items in there, but nothing that rises to the level of an unfit structure. There's a PVC pipe structure for grapevines that is half collapsing, but again, that's not a structural issue.
Right.
It's not a hazard. He had a few stools on the driveway. They claimed that there was furniture on the driveway. He moved the stools around the side, but even that wasn't a violation. He just says, "I like to sit here in the shade." You know?
Right. Okay.
So again, I would say it doesn't rise to the level, and we would not consider having it.
All right, and 201 White Hill, we spoke about already. We're going to continue to monitor that. Any further, anybody want to make a motion to adjourn? Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, meeting's adjourned at 2:14.